So the Republicans are trying to pass a horrible Senate bill, the TrumpCare, right? So it's horrible. And people are going to lose their insurance if it passes. If it passes. So, by the way, even this horrible Trump bill, if it passes, which it doesn't look like it's going to, because there's 4 Republican senators who aren't going to go along with it right now. So that's still in limbo. That's another video. Let's remember why we're in this position. Why don't we have single payer right now? I mean, why don't we have single payer right now? Why didn't that happen? Why did Obama not pass single payer when he had Democratic control of the House, a filibuster-proof Senate, and he was the president, and he was one of the most popular politicians in history? People loved that guy. And they were ready for Barack Obama to take us and have a revolution. They were ready. But he didn't. And here's Dylan Ratigan to tell us why. First, Dylan Ratigan tells us about Trump, and then he tells us about Obama.
So, again, while the FBI director example gives those with a partisan view against Donald Trump, and it's easy to be against Donald Trump, the obvious fuel to suggest that he's a criminal who's a terrible guy, blah, 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 under investigation, probably true. But if you believe that, then you probably also need to consider that Hillary Clinton was taking money through her foundation to do weapons deals overseas while personally enriching herself, and that Barack Obama is paid off by the private health insurance companies and the banks to make sure that we don't actually have proper health care or a functioning financial system. It's hard to believe one and not accept the other two.
So I'll play that for you one more time.
And that Barack Obama is paid off by the private health insurance companies and the banks to make sure that we don't actually have proper health care or a functioning financial system.
Why do you bring that up, Jimmy? Because Barack Obama is coming back, baby. He's tweeting like a maniac about this. Here's one of the tweets he's tweeted. Healthcare has always been about something bigger than politics. It's about the character of our country.
And that Barack Obama is paid off by the private health insurance companies and the banks to make sure that we don't actually have proper health care or a functioning financial system.
Healthcare has always been about something bigger than politics. It's about the character of our country.
So sorry about that public option thing. Oh, that's not in the tweet. Should be.
There wasn't enough characters, right, Ron,
Not
for
enough
him
characters.
to say, hey, sorry about the no public option. It was my bad character.
Should have been a 2 of 2 tweet. That should have been in there.
Yeah. So Barack, healthcare has always been about something bigger than politics. It's been about character. So your healthcare bill proved you had none. None. What did Dylan Ratigan just say? You took payoffs, so we didn't have single-payer health care. And we didn't have functioning Wall Street financial system, what Dylan Ratigan said. Isn't that amazing? First thing he does when he comes back in public is take $500,000 from a fucking bank. Barack Obama. And then he tweets out shit like this. I am so sick and fucking tired of Barack Obama and his bullshit. It's always been about character. Your character sucks, Barack. You sold out your own people a long time ago. Guess what Trump didn't do? Trump didn't make the Bush tax cuts fucking permanent. Trump didn't make the bigs bigger and kick fucking veterans and old ladies out of their houses. Trump didn't do that. You fucking did that. Trump didn't try to make the banks whole on the backs of the working class through austerity. You did that, Barack Obama. You did that. You tried to fucking cut Social Security and Medicare in your grand bargain to pay for the Bush tax cuts and the bank bailouts. Oh, and by the way, to pay for the fucking wars you took from 2 to 7. It's always been about character. This guy does not have character. Barack Obama does not have character. He is a fucking character. He's a goddamn slimy politician who enriched himself through public office. Now he's worth almost $100 million. Regular Harry Truman, that guy, huh? Barack, guess what you did? You gave us Donald Trump, you piece of shit. You gave us Donald Trump. You, on your way out the door, you bailed out the fucking private equity firm that made artificially inflates rents and makes it harder for first-time home buyers. You did that on the way out the door. And now you pretend to give a shit. I can't tell you loud enough that Barack Obama and the corporate Democrats don't give a shit about you. They do not give a shit about you. If you don't believe me, go watch George Carlin. Does that gross you guys out as much as it grosses me out, Barack Obama coming back and saying shit like that? After he had a filibuster-proof Senate and you didn't even give us the fucking public option. You gave us TrumpCare anyway, so even no matter who we elected, we would have got TrumpCare, and now you're trying. And guess why Trump's allowed to do this? Because you lacked character, Obama, and you didn't give us single payer, and you didn't give us a public option, and that's why Trump's allowed to do this, because of you and your lack of character.
Well,
I want your wife to give another speech and talk about how she was shocked to her core by some guy saying something dirty, but not shocked to her core by your skill list. Not shocked to her core by Chelsea Manning being fucking tortured for years. Shocked to her core, not by people getting leaded water in Flint. That didn't shock her to her core. Not shocked to her core by the... You guys are fucking phonies. Barack Obama and his wife are fucking phonies, along with the rest of the corporate Democrats. I'm sorry, Ron, I cut you off.
No. I mean, I was just going to say, this is a stunning example, and maybe the biggest example of the things we talk about how when the Democrats move to the right, not only does it not win and it does not inspire, but it leads us to stuff like what we have now. The AHCA is straight up Orwellian. It is a, quote, healthcare bill that literally takes healthcare away from millions and defunds things like Planned Parenthood. And what can get you to that? Something so gross that has a 16% approval rating? Maybe when the supposed progressives have power and they push through a right-wing healthcare plan.
Yeah.
Without even keeping the public option. The one backbone that could have gotten us to a much better tomorrow.
So, Ron, what you're saying is that had Barack Obama... So I have to keep reminding people that when the Democrats move right, the Republicans now have to, by default, also move right. So when Barack Obama proposes a right-wing healthcare plan that's a giveaway to corporations, they have to oppose it because they have to fucking oppose him. And they have to paint whatever he's doing as liberal communist socialism. So even though he's handing them this right-wing healthcare plan, they had to politically oppose it. They have to move right. It's their own fucking plan. And they couldn't embrace it because Barack Obama proposed it. Instead of Barack Obama proposing single payer, they could have proposed TrumpCare, and we could have met in the middle somewhere with some bullshit TrumpCare with a public option and a Medicare buy-in for people 50 years older. We didn't get any of that. Filibuster-proof Senate, Barack Obama had. Filibuster-proof Senate.
Well, Jimmy, I just went to an event on Wednesday night. It was to support Planned Parenthood. And when I was there, several spokespeople for Planned Parenthood kept saying, you need to contact your senators here in California. You need to contact Senator Feinstein. You need to contact Senator Kamala Harris. And to make sure that they know that we want a health care plan for everyone, right? And I was sitting there in the crowd and I was thinking, I cannot trust that Democrats are going to do right by us. There's nothing these past 8 years that shows that Democrats care about us and that are going to fight to protect a universal plan. They just rolled over and they are in bed with the insurance companies. And there's never a conversation about getting rid of insurance companies. You know, there's never a conversation about a jobs program. There's never a conversation about things that will help us.
But despite the fact 60% of adults now do favor getting rid of the insurance companies.
Yes, 60% of people are for single payer.
Quo, people are for that.
And Dianne Feinstein's not there yet.
Mm-hmm. Right.
In fact, she's gaslighting people. Dianne Feinstein tells you, well, if single payer means a government takeover of healthcare, that's not what it means, asshole, and you know it. So these people are criminals. Dianne Feinstein, what could be more criminal than pretending to not understand healthcare, which you pretending to not understand that means people will die. And not rich people, poor people. Is there anything worse than that? No. Which is why we have Trump. So, yeah, you're both exactly right.
So do you think Barack Obama also is going to come out today and talk about ending all the wars?
I don't think so. Steph, do you think he's going to come out and talk about the income inequality that exploded?
I think he would do that, but I'm pretty sure he's hanging out in Ireland making a speech about how all the voters in the U.S. suck. I think he's doing that.
I think he's going to go over to Italy tomorrow and tell everybody that it's the voters' fault. It's the
he
voters'
did it in
fault.
Italy. Ireland was next to us.
Yeah. It's the goddamn voter. Well, if you don't vote, you piece of... Honest to God, I know a lot of people still like Barack Obama because he has manners in public, and let's not forget that good manners is the last refuge of a scoundrel. Hey, the next live Jimmy Dore show is July 17th. That's right, July 17th. That's a Monday in Burbank, California. Get your tickets right down here or go to jimmydorecomedy.com. July 17th, Burbank, California, live Jimmy Dore show.